In this video I'm going to show you how to make a couple of the wooden buttons that are required in the heavy Haulin loader. You can see there's one 3/8 inch wooden button here. There's 1/2 inch wooden buttons over here. Wooden buttons is something you could just buy in like a craft store. But again, we're going to build it here in Inventor because we don't have all those things available to us. So 3/8 is the main, 3/8 and 1/2 is really the main dimensions that we need to be aware of. That's going to be the diameter of the cylinder part of the button. 3/8 there, 1/2 inch there. So start with a new part, create a new sketch, and what we're going to do is we're going to model half the button and then use a feature called Revolve, or tool called Revolve, that'll make it into a circularly symmetric object. So I'm going to start with a line, and I'm going to start by drawing one line here. I'm going to make it about a 1/2 inch tall, and then I'm going to do something to this line. I'm going to get out of the line tool, select the line, and we want to make it a center line. So over here in Format, click on Center Line, and now you can see it changes to sort of a dashed line. It's a special kind of line. I'll go back to the line tool and I'll draw the rest of the shape of half my button. We're not adding any dimensions yet. I want it to be curved up here, so I'll grab an arc tool. I want to have a curve here. It's kind of like a muffin shape. And I want to have a curve here. And as you may have just seen, let me redo that one. I do want, I'll make it not tangent, and then I'll make it tangent with the tool. I want this to be a smooth curve, so I'm going to use this tangent constraint, click on these two curves, and that's going to make a nice smooth curve. Then I'll bring this down a little bit because I don't really want it to be a sharp corner there. I can adjust this circle so I get a nice smooth curve. Now I want to make sure I don't have a little dimple inside my button nor a point. And the way I do that is I have to make sure that the center of this arc is lined with my center line. So I'll zoom out a little, and you can see this dot down here. That's the center of my arc. If I click and move on it, I move that top arc. And I want it to be aligned with my center line, so I simply use the vertical alignment tool, click on the bottom of the center line, and click on the dot. And now that's lined up. Now there's one more dimension I'm going to worry about, so I'm going to grab the dimension tool. I want it to be 3/8 inch in diameter once it's revolved. If I click on this line and then the center line, since I created a center line, it's going to say, oh, you must be revolving this, so I'll give you a diameter measurement. So I can click here, place my diameter measurement, which is 3/8 of an inch. I can make any adjustments I want for the shape of my button. And since this is not a fully dimensioned part as far as the shape of the button, I'm not going to worry that I have a few things that need dimensions. The dimensions that I need is for this arc here. The dimensions that I specified are for the diameter and the height, which are important, but the arc is just aesthetics, however I want it to look. So now I can finish this sketch, and then I'll use the Revolve tool over here by Extrude. Once I click Revolve, since I only have one closed loop and I already made a center line, it automatically knows I want to revolve it. All I have to do is press OK, and I now have my 3/8 inch button created. The 1/2 inch button can be done almost exactly the same, only instead of making it 3/8 inch diameter, it'll be 1/2 inch in diameter.